So Daniel, you think you got a good hand?
Oh, maybe.
Maybe. Well, I'll tell you what, I think I've got a fabulous hand. I am going to bet you this Michter's 10-year that I can beat whatever you got in your hand.
You sure about that?
You gonna fold or you gonna match it?
I'll raise you a Knob Creek 18.
Oh yeah, I like that. Well, I'm pretty sure I got you beat. I'm going to throw in this Old Fitzgerald 13-year 25th anniversary. Match that, buddy.
I'll raise you an Elijah Craig 18.
Oh, crap.
I'm all in.
Someone's going to be going home with a lot of good bourbon.
Yes, sir.
2 kings and a jack. Beat that, mofo.
3 aces.
Oh, damn.
Thanks, Mike.
Well, welcome to Bourbon Riders. We are up in Ellijay at the location of the Appalachian Bourbon Society. This is where we do our bottle shares, is it not?
Yes, sir.
This is Daniel. He is a co-founder of the Appalachian Bourbon Society, which I'm a member. He's also a channel member of our fledgling little group. And so welcome, Daniel. I know we've done some things. We've done some bourbon hunts together. This is the first time I put you in front of camera and made you talk.
Yes, sir, it is.
So
thanks for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. We're happy. We had a bourbon. We had a bottle share here not too long ago, and it was a great event. So we're going to be doing that. We're going to try to do it once a month, except for December because.
Yeah, with the holidays and stuff, I had my doubts whether we'd have any turnout or not. So I was thinking schedule the next one in January.
Well,
kind
yeah.
of my thoughts.
And there's a short time season between Black Friday and Christmas this year because of how late Thanksgiving. So more about that when it gets closer. We plan on trying to get all you folks that are in the Georgia area here to our January bottle share. But today is kind of a special, I remember you telling me how much you enjoyed that tater bottle show that I did. And so I thought, well, we've got some taters, don't we?
Yeah, we got a couple of them.
So I
think we're both taters, honestly.
Well, he just admitted he's a tater on screen. I'll hold back on that right now. But, yeah, I could be a tater. So we got 2 taters that we both picked. I picked one. You picked one. I picked my Old Fitzgerald 13-year 25th anniversary. It's like, I wouldn't say it's my most expensive tater, but it's certainly the prettiest tater I've got. And is that the oldest bourbon you have, the 18?
The Knob Creek 18, yes, sir.
Wow.
That's the oldest one I have, and then I have an Elijah Craig 18 as well. But yeah, those are the 2 oldest.
Which I'm a big fan. I do have the Elijah Craig 18. I've not found the Knob Creek anywhere that wasn't like secondary pricing. So where did you find that Knob Creek 18?
So recently made a trip to Kentucky, hit the Bourbon Trail, got lucky and got there early one morning and was able to pick it up at the distillery.
Actually at the distillery?
Yes, sir.
Wow. So is that kind of usual that they just have them sitting on the shelf if you go to the distillery?
They had them on the shelf when we walked in.
Was there a limit?
No, actually, you could have bought all of those you wanted.
Well, well, I'll go ahead and ask you, what did you pay for it?
That one was $180 if memory serves me correctly.
That's a good price.
It's the cheapest I'd seen it. Most places around here in North Georgia, if you do see it, it's well over $2.
I paid more for my Elijah Craig 18 than you paid for that Knob Creek. So let's cut that. We should get a good pop here. Oh yeah, that's like champagne kind of pop.
Yeah, that was a good pop.
Wow, that is like
that is a pretty bottle.
Like crystal glass or something.
You got some weight to it?
Yeah, it's got some weight to it. You could hurt somebody with that thing.
Yes, sir.
You don't like my bourbon? Hit him right between the eyes with that.
I wouldn't want to mess up the top.
Always like that sound on that. I always like try to get it close. So we're going to taste this Old Fitzgerald. You know, I've got a friend up in Indiana that sends me all kinds of great samples. But I don't think I've ever had an Old Fitzgerald, anything older than the 10. I've had the 8 and the 10. So this is kind of a treat for me. I didn't care much for the 8. I liked the 10 a lot. And I just haven't bought it because every time I see it, it's like, oh, you want $400, you want $500 for that thing? I don't think so.
So this will be a treat for me. I haven't had any Old Fitz. This will be my first one.
So it says Old Fitzgerald. And I understand also this, is that red?
Yeah, I would say red, maroon.
I know it's got the labels, different colors for different years. So it's a red label, bottled in bond, 13 years, 100 proof. Well, I didn't realize they were 100 proof. You think like, this thing's like 300,000% proof, but actually 100 proof is good. It's Heaven Hill, if you didn't know, Heaven Hill Distillery. It's I think it's their premium bourbon. People might argue that with me, but I know when I see that in the cases, somebody thinks it's premium because that's a lot of money.
Yes, sir.
So let's see what it smells like. Ooh, man. Right off the bat, I'm getting kind of like cherries and raspberries, a dark, sweet fruit, a little bit of oak.
Definitely some oak.
I mean, I get some baking spice there, but not prominent like,
I was gonna say
like you get in a high rye.
Or a little brown sugar, maybe.
Oh, definitely, definitely. Yeah, I'll see if I can find the mash bill on this and put it on the bottom of the screen for you. I've not really researched anything for the show. I was just happy to like, oh man, we're going to open up the Old Fitz. Fantastic.
Got a little too excited.
Wow.
It smells amazing.
Cheers, Dan. Oh, that's rich.
It is.
Not quite as sweet as it smells, but it's got enough sweetness to it.
Yeah.
I'm definitely getting the fruit, and I get some, it's not too peppery on the front. Some of these bourbons that like just light your tongue on fire.
Definitely not this.
Yeah, so not a heavy rye spice or heavy baking spice. I'm getting kind of cinnamon, vanilla, but light to moderate. But that brown sugar comes through you were talking about. The dark fruit comes through, and it's got a really good mouthfeel.
Yeah, it really coats the palate. It's a pretty good finish, too.
Yeah, I'm left with a little bit of that fly's now bugging me, Daniel.
I told you there was one in here.
It's a little teeny fly, too.
He done snuck in on us.
I get some oak. Definitely some spices on the end. And maybe some leather there. Oak, spices, leather. Little bit of sweetness.
A little sweetness, yeah.
But it lasts.
Yeah, it's still going.
Yeah, it's still going. Not my favorite finish, but the palate. Oh man, I love that palate.
Yeah, that's very tasty. That's a good easy sipper too. All right, Mike, he's over here now.
I like a bourbon too that is consistent. You know, some bourbons you go like, oh, it gets better as it goes along because the first one's like, oh, it's horrible. Second sip, it gets better. Third sip, it's actually pretty good. This was consistently good from first to third or fourth, whichever one I'm on. Oh, I like that.
Yeah, that's really good.
Eventually, I'll get them. Wow.
That's
so.
That's definitely a special pour right there. That's really, really good.
Now, this is only available at the distillery, as I understand it?
Yes, sir. That's a distillery only release from Heaven Hill.
And what does it cost? If they go to the distillery, what should they expect to pay for
At
it?
the distillery, if memory serves me correctly, it was $225. Might have to look that up. It was around that neighborhood.
Plus tax.
Plus tax. Me and my wife were both there, so we were fortunate enough to bring home 2 of them.
Because there's a limit per customer.
Yeah, it's 1 per person. You had to be in line early at the morning. Actually, we got to Heaven Hill the first morning, and I missed a bottle by 2 people. It was 2 people in front of me, so I didn't get one that morning.
So you got there, and they said, "Sorry, no more, sir."
Well, you get in line and just hope. You don't know. Like there'll be plenty of people standing in the line, but you don't know if it's husband and wife. They're buying 2 bottles or 1, right?
So it ran out just ahead of you?
Yeah, I was the second person in line that didn't get one that morning.
So did you buy something else that morning?
Oh yeah, we spent some more money in there. We actually that morning we had a tasting lined up, and we done the bottle your own experience. Bottled a couple bottles that morning, but we got up early and went back the next morning because we knew supposedly they were releasing 50 more bottles the next day. That's what they were releasing per day was 50 bottles.
Did you get back, or did you go earlier this time?
Oh, yes, sir. Yeah. I made sure I was there plenty of time the second morning.
How many people were in front of you this time when you go back and you go even earlier?
Still, there was probably 40 people in front of me.
And 50 bottles.
Yeah.
Oh, dang. You're going like, oh, man, I don't know, honey.
And I got there an hour earlier than the morning before. So I thought I was going to be there plenty of time. But
and so what, if people are looking to go there, what time would you recommend them showing up? Knowing there's people going, there's some people that will camp out. So
we got there that second morning when we were able to get the bottle at 8 o'clock, and they opened the doors at 9. So
that's actually not bad at all.
Yeah.
I've heard people getting something like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning and then waiting 3 or 4 hours before it opens.
Oh, there were people sitting out there with their chairs and stuff. They
Blankets?
definitely, and blankets. They had definitely been there a little while that morning. So,
well, that was great. I'm going to finish this, but I'm not going to leave any.
Worth waiting in line for. That's for sure.
You know, I'm a big fan of the Heaven Hill grain to glass that they came out. I was a fan of their just regular bottled. Was it bottled and bond? Yeah, I think it's whatever the
Heaven Hill.
The Heaven Hill bottled and bond. It's like a $60.
Yeah.
I've always thought it was a really good bourbon. And then when I got the grain to glass, I got like, man, they upped their game. So I thought like, oh man. When you asked me if I wanted one of those, they're going like, are you kidding me?
Well, that's why I bought 2. I figured you would.
Oh, and I'm so appreciative too, because I haven't had a chance to do the Bourbon Trail yet. I'm in construction, and lately in Atlanta, construction is freaking nuts.
Yeah.
I've got more work some days than we can do.
Well, we need to plan a trip next year. Take a week and go back, because we spent a week and there's stuff we didn't see, didn't get to experience. You could go back there numerous times and do totally different distilleries.
But now the trick to your saving money was that you took your camper, didn't you?
Yeah. We took
you didn't have a $200 hotel bill every night.
No, I paid $300 for the week.
Yeah, try that. Try getting a hotel for $300. You'd be on the outside, and trust me, you don't want to call room service on that hotel.
And it was a beautiful campground too. I mean, there was a nice pond out in front of our campsite. And
now, were other people there doing the same thing? For the distilleries?
I thought we would have seen some more of our camper folks getting up early and leaving out like we were, but we didn't see much of that. Folks at the campground doing that, we really didn't. But it was a full campground. It was a beautiful campground. But yeah, I'm definitely want to go back sometime soon.
Now, as far as this, I'm sure there's a lot of good Old Fitzgeralds out there. And I know that they have more than just the 8 and 10 that people see in the shops. So But this one is special because it's a 25th anniversary. So there's only one 25th anniversary. So
Yeah.
my suggestion is if you want one of these bottles, you need to get your butt up to, is it Louisville, Bardstown? Where are they at?
Oh, you put me on the spot.
Uh-oh. We'll put it on the bottom of the
well,
screen where the distillery is. It's probably in one of those
I
locations.
GPS to it, so I can't remember off the top of my head. Let's just see.
It might say on the back.
Louisville.
Louisville?
Well, it says Louisville, Kentucky, and Bardstown. So I think
Distillery's probably
Distillery's
Bardstown.
in Bardstown,
And their offices in
and
Louisville.
then yeah, I think it was Bardstown. We hit so many, it's hard to remember what town every one of them was in.
I will tell you, it drinks above its proof. You know, a lot of time people are going like, well, you know, I don't want anything under proof. I want that cask strength for the flavor. I'm telling you, this drinks above its proof.
I'd say that's a 110, 115,
Yeah.
maybe tops. If I was guessing on the proof.
I don't think you need more flavor. Sure,
No.
you could up the proof, but the flavor is there in that one.
Yeah, the flavor's there, and that finish, it's still there.
All right, well, pour some of that.
You want to try the Knob Creek 18?
If you ever take it's funny. The first time I took off a Knob Creek and going like, how the shit do I take this thing off? I didn't understand that there was a kind of a fiber paper behind it. I'm going like, do I go clockwise or counterclockwise? I actually had to look it up I had to watch the YouTube video because I'm opening it up on camera on the show, and I'm going like, if I screw this up, that's going to be bad.
Well, the first one I opened, I actually took a pocket knife to it because I couldn't get it.
It's like, you know,
Want to see what kind of pop we get on this one?
I'm sorry, that for an 18-year-old, I expected more pop. I wanted like, you ever had one? I had a couple of these that I undid it, and I had like, I don't know, a quarter ounce of juice come with it, and it's flying everywhere. I've done a couple of those that I got too aggressive on pulling that off, and just bourbon came out all over me.
I've definitely made a mess a time or two.
So tell us about that Knob Creek. It's just the 18-year profile of the same thing you would get in the 15, the 12.
As far as I know, it's the same. I haven't done a whole lot of research on it. Maybe I should have, but
no.
It's 100 proof as well.
We didn't decide which tater he was going to pull out until we got here today. So
10 minutes ago.
About 10 minutes ago. Well, we'll put. I'll find the mash bill on this, or someone's got the mash bill, and then we'll put that on the bottom of the screen so you get an idea. I'm thinking this is probably a lot higher rye than whatever, because I'm not actually sure if this is a rye or a wheater.
That's a wheater.
Well, there you go. So, wheater tater, rye tater. That means I'm sweeter than Daniel. Just saying. All right, well, I'll let you put that back there.
Yes, sir.
Now, I will tell you, my favorite Knob Creek, it's going to be hard. I know.
The 12?
Is the 12. I just love that blue label.
I love the 12 as well.
I had 3 bottles of it. I gave away one last time.
Yeah, you did.
What was I thinking?
Well, you were sponsoring the bottle share.
Yeah, I was sponsoring the bottle share. But I really love the 12, and if you can get the 12 for around list price, I think it's what? A $60 bottle, something like that?
It's around $60, but I see it a lot here for $74 to $79 in North Georgia.
And you know, I would still pay that for it just because I think it's just my favorite. Now, I'm not a fan of the Knob Creek 9, believe it or not. I have a lot of better bourbons for a 9 or a 10-year-old, but the 12, I really like that. And I had one of my friends tell me that he'd buy the 12 over the 15 any day of the week. Now, I've tasted the 15, and I wasn't impressed. So
really,
you got to impress me this time, Daniel.
Well, I haven't had the 15, so this is and I haven't had the 18 either. Oh
man,
so.
you pick up that rye. Oh yeah, that rye spice.
Some spice on there.
Here, smell it.
Hadn't invented that yet.
Why not? It's YouTube. Yeah, that definitely got a rye spice profile going. And, of course, I am picking up a lot of oak, and you would expect that with an 18.
There's definitely some oak.
And
a little bit of caramel.
Yeah. more caramel than molasses.
Yeah.
Kind of a sweeter profile.
Yep.
And I'm picking up some vanilla too.
Yep.
Really not a lot of cinnamon, but I am picking up some vanilla. Well,
yeah.
Cheers,
Cheers.
buddy.
That cinnamon hits you on the front of your palate.
Yeah, what I didn't pick up in the aroma,
Yeah.
right away. Cinnamon, vanilla. I do get more molasses than caramel in the flavor. Yeah. It reminds me a lot of the 12, but I will tell you, I think it's better than the 12.
I would have to put them side by side, but from my memory, I would say you're correct. It's better than the 12, but is it better than the 12 for the price difference?
That's what I was going to say next. Is it? What did you pay for this 18?
It was around 180 at the distillery.
Well, you told me that earlier, I think.
Yeah, it was around 180 plus tax.
So you have to think about it. Is it worth twice the price?
Yeah,
if you can get both. If you go to the distillery and you can get both, you can buy 2 bottles of the 12 or 1 bottle of the 18. What would you buy? Put it in the comments. Me?
Interesting fact, Mike. They didn't have any 12 on the shelf the day we were there.
Really?
Yeah. If they did, I'd have brought home several of them.
This is definitely oakier than the 12, and I guess that's
got
to be expected.
More oak. I'd say it's a medium finish. It's coats the palate pretty good. It's good. I like it. But I'm with you. I would, for the price difference, would I rather have several bottles and some change left over of the 12?
Well, I think as a collector, because a lot of us are collectors as well as enthusiasts, I would have a bottle in my collection, but me personally, I wouldn't have a backup. But the 12s, I'd have a backup. So when someone says, "Oh, give me your oldest bourbon you got," I'd go reach for the Knob Creek 18. Probably hide the Elijah Craig 18 because I really love that Elijah Craig 18.
Well, that's what I was going to say, Mike. That might be another video. Knob Creek 18
yeah.
versus Elijah Craig 18.
I'm right up there on the shelf.
Yeah.
Well, we're planning to have, this is a show about taters, and I've got some taters. Daniel's definitely got some taters, so we're going to have another Show Me Your Taters show. And we'll bring out 2 more that are hard to find, so you have an idea, is it worth chasing? For me, absolutely worth chasing all day long. And on the 18, I'd have one, but I wouldn't have a backup. What do you say, Daniel?
On the Old Fitz, I mean, if you can get it at the distillery and not pay secondary for it, 100% pick it up. It's a very good pour, in my opinion. The Knob Creek 18, if you're collecting, then yeah, definitely need one on your shelf. But I would like to compare it side by side with the 12. But I'm thinking honestly,
we can manage that.
I'm thinking honestly though that for the price difference, I would go with the 12.
If I had to pick one or the other, and it was 2 12s or 1 18, I'm sorry, Knob Creek, I'd go with the 2 12s.
Yeah, and have some change left over in my pocket.
Because the 12 is a great sipper.
It is. I enjoy. I've got one somewhere. Oh, there it is, right there on the lower shelf on your right there, with all the Knob Creeks on the bottom.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, in case you don't, it's the blue label. So it's really one thing about Knob Creek, they do different color labels. If you see a Knob Creek blue label,
pick it up.
You pick it up. Unless it's secondary or behind the counter. You got to always be careful about behind the counters because you always, if you have to ask what price it is, you probably can't afford it.
And that one's not open, by the way, because I just killed my other one. So that's my second bottle of it.
Yeah, I would, if I found Knob Creek on the shelf for $60 and there wasn't a limit, I'd always buy 2.
Oh yeah, if I could find it for $60, I think I paid $74.99 for that one, and I want to say that's what I paid for the first one as well. That's the cheapest I've seen it here in North Georgia, but I still think it's a decent value at that price.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm gonna put you on the spot.
All right.
Of the two tonight, which one was your favorite?
I would have to go with the Old Fitz.
I second that motion.
Yeah, the Old Fitz. I think the Old Fitz is definitely worth the price of admission at MSRP. The Knob Creek, I would be a little hesitant on purchasing a second bottle. But
I will tell you that if someone said, well, I've got this, if you got 400 clams, I would say no. I like it, but I think my limit on this would be $2.99. I don't know that I'd pay more than $2.99 for it if I found it in a bottle shop, which you're probably not going to find
it in the bottle shop for $2.99.
Yeah.
But no, I'm with you. I think that would be my max price on it as well, around the $300 mark. It is a very good pour, though. I mean, if you can pick one up at the distillery, pick it up. I don't think you'll be disappointed at all.
Well, look at this. The Heaven Hill grain to glass, when it first came out, I think it was meant to be a $99 bottle. I saw it for $109. I paid $109 for mine, and I'm very happy with it. Yeah, it's a little pricey, but it's also very good. And would I trade two of those bottles for one of those? I absolutely would.
Yeah, I think that would be a fair trade. 2 bottles of grain to glass for an Old Fitz.
So
I don't think you're going to find anybody do that, though,
if you
Mike.
got an Old Fitz you want to trade, just call me, email me, let me know.
If you got one and you don't like it, you let us know as well. We'll be glad to take it off your hands.
So this is our first Show Me the Taters. Show me your taters. That sounds like a sexual reference. I promise you it's not. So show us your taters. We're going to do another one in about a month, and because I'm kind of tired of waiting to open some of these ones. Most of my bottles on my shelf are open, and I think you see Daniel's got a very respectable collection there. But you need a few more, just let me know, because I need to get rid of some of mine. No, I've got too many.
I appreciate that, Mike, but it is nowhere near yours. I am envious for sure. But yeah, I've got a couple more up there that I'd be happy to open up with you anytime.
Oh well, I've had Michter's 10 as a sample, probably, I don't know, months or maybe a year ago. So I'm really interested in opening your Michter's 10. Maybe on the next show.
That's fine. We'll open it.
I've heard nothing but I haven't heard anybody in the whiskey tube world say anything bad about the Michter's 10.
I haven't either. I have honestly never had that one as well.
There you go. Maybe the next show we'll see that maybe that Michter's 10 we can pry out of Daniel's hands.
There's also a Baker's 13 up there.
Oh man, I've had the Baker's 13.
I have not. I'm waiting for the appropriate time to open it.
Well, maybe next time. And those koshers. Oh, those are rye recipes.
Both of those are rye. That was all Buffalo Trace had when we were there. That actually was a gift set, and we picked them up just because I'd never seen them on the shelf anywhere here in North Georgia.
So you couldn't get in on the day they were giving away or selling E.H. Taylor single barrels or their full proofs?
No, didn't see that. I did pick up some of the E.H. Taylor small batch, and of course, being a tater guy, I had to go back and get some Blantons as well.
I like Blantons. I've got 2 bottles, and I don't plan on buying any more until I drink them both. Just because, what have I said about the Blantons?
I like the Blantons as well, but if you get it at MSRP, I'm not going to pay what you see it on the shelf for here most time in Georgia. So at MSRP, I'm a buy. For what we see it for most of the time in Georgia, I'm a hard pass.
What did Well, we traded, but what was the value of that John J. Bowman that I gave you?
$49.99.
There you go. You look hunting for Blantons, can't find it. John J. Bowman all day long.
That is a good one.
That is a good one. So
Cooper's Craft as well. I'd throw that one in there.
Yeah.
In the price range.
Absolutely. So we hope you'd enjoy our Show Us Your Taters. We're going to come back with more of these until we run out of taters, and then we'll just have to buy more, won't we, Daniel?
Yeah, we're always on the hunt for them, that's for sure.
All right. Just, make sure you get Jamie approval before you do this. I'm kidding.
No, I got to have approval.
we always talk about Jamie. Jamie is a bourbon connoisseur herself. In fact, a lot of these bookers you see on the back.
Oh, the bookers and the little books, totally my
Those
wife.
are Jamie.
Yeah, that's totally her.
Yeah. So actually, my wife doesn't really like bourbon at all. So I have a harder time convincing, like, oh yeah, honey, it's only $200. And she goes, for a single bottle. Yeah.
Yeah. I am very blessed. She lets me pursue my hobby, and she supports me, and she honestly is right there with me by my side.
I've met her. She's a great person. So we appreciate you coming by and spending some time with us behind the Appalachian Bourbon Society bar, which this thing's like almost brand new. How long have you had this?
So I built this for our first bottle share.
There you go.
So it is recently, well, I wouldn't say recently, but it is pretty new. We need to slide a few more bottles across it.
We absolutely will. And we're going to do more remotes like this in the Appalachian Bourbon Society bar. So stay tuned for that. And as always, never drink and drive. Please drink responsibly. And cheers, Daniel.
Cheers, Mike.
Be safe out there.
Take care, everybody.